Hello everyone, and welcome to Murphy's Law Garage. There's a lot of new things you're seeing here, and it's the future of the channel. So let me hit the title screen real quick, and I'll explain to you what's going on. Dang it. Well, now, I know it was around here somewhere. What? It couldn't. Man. You know there was a perfectly good ladder right there. Someone who does ladder safety is probably cringing, but it's okay. So what I'm looking for is the remnants of what Murphy's Law Garage used to be. So all of the existing projects we have or have held, they're not going anywhere. But the way that we're going to approach Murphy's Law Garage post-hurricane and new shop is going to be a little different. You're going to follow me through more average daily things that someone may encounter, or fun electronics projects, tool reviews, bettering the shop, bettering the facility outside of the shop where we're going to work on our projects. Things needed to change because where we were working before and other places is a long travel for me to get to, and it's just not easy. It's not conducive to me having a work environment and then coming home and dealing with working on the projects. It makes shooting videos very difficult. Heck, even right now, rather than shooting video in 4K 60, I'm shooting it in 1080p 30, just because it's easier to import and edit video quickly versus dealing with the import and render times of 4K 60 video. So where am I right now? Well, this is a building on the side of my house, and this is the new Murphy's Law Garage headquarters. Let me pick up the camera and I'm going to show you what's going on in here. So I don't know how well it comes across on video, but this is not an extremely large space. We're right up against the roll-up door, and I've got some custom 1-inch thick foam paneling that covers that door to try to keep heat out. I've got paneling on the walls, fiberglass insulation in there, foam 2 layers thick, so 2 inches thick, insulation on the ceiling, plus 3 layers of radiant barrier. Shop is wired to the gills. Here we have a welding outlet that is also feeding an overhead shop heater so we can warm the building when needed. Lots of power here, lots of 20 amp circuits that are separated, so very little risk of us popping breakers. Fire suppression so we don't burn anything down, probably still happen. A lot of this you see in here is very recent. Building these shelves, a lot of these tools and things that are in here came from replacing stuff that was lost from the hurricane. So you might ask yourself, if you're not familiar, what hurricane? Well, we live in South Louisiana, and the hurricane I'm referring to is Hurricane Ida. Destroyed our home, which you can see in this camera right here. So this is an older TV that can deal with having static images on it for long periods of time. This is like my outside window to the world. Shop on purpose has no windows so people can't easily see or break in. Helps with energy efficiency, that sort of thing. But this allows me to see the outside world. There's the house. House has been repaired. There's the Subaru. So a lot of this, I had some of these tools before. Some of this is new, but it was necessary to rebuild the house. So you see things like this beautiful miter saw setup I have right here. That big enormous vacuum cleaner, which I'm now using as a power head for vacuuming inside the shop, set up for quick and easy access to drop that hose down and clean something up. Walking this way in the shop, I've got a workbench. This is a Husky roll around from Lowe's. Got a good deal on that. Camera equipment right here. Whoop. So there's the Husky roll around. Here's a workbench I built myself. This is some red oak hardwood flooring that I'm using for a bench top. Extremely hard stuff, even difficult to drive nails into. Got a Bessie bench vise. This opening right here, got a bench for me to sit on. My legs can fit all the way in. And then this is a piece of quartz from our house. You see I'm preparing for a project I'm about to shoot a video on. This is a piece of quartz countertop from our house. Super flat, very hard. You can cut something and drag a knife blade across it and you'll ruin the knife blade and not the surface. So this is just really nice to work on things with rather than the relatively textured surface of this wood. Could be sanded, revarnished to make it smoother, but this, if it does eventually get hurt, it's really hard to hurt it because it's hard. It's a wear item. It has to be replaced. So try to do, anything that doesn't need to be beat on right here. If it does need to be beat on, anvil surface. And then secondly, I have a old hardwood chopping block right there that I can beat on things with, and another piece of quartz in case it's much lighter. This is very heavy. This much lighter piece I can bring with me to do work elsewhere. This is Mikey's wife Brittany's banana bread. You can't have that, don't look. You can see here I've got a bin with some DC electronics inside of it for wiring. That comes from this very large collection of things, both new and old, that I was able to save. Just lots of random stuff. You see at the end of the building, you might have noticed that there's an office space in here, LEDs overhead, fan. This is my home office for my job. So more than likely, most of the time, you're not going to see any of this. I've got this awesome curtain system that I've set up. You can see the gables are closed in up here. And I can do that, which allows me to remove the busyness of my office from the background, which might be a little bit distracting. And if I turn around this way, you might notice, well, JB, why is there another curtain? Well, you can see overhead, again, closed in. Grab that, pull it over. Again, this can help remove distractions, it's not all the way, from the viewing area. If I so choose to, I can hide projects over here, I can hide projects over there so you don't see them. But what's important about this space is that once this is closed, you notice that the doors that enter this are now only trapped on this side of the building across this curtain, which means that if I want to make a mess, if I'm going to generate dust, I want to be in the air conditioning, but I need to be able to clean the dust out without getting it into my workshop, without getting it into my office. These curtains provide not one, but 2 layers of protection towards my office, and I can do messy work. So the bench grinder, which is trying to tear a hole in my curtain, that you see sitting right here does not belong here. I haven't built its spot yet. It's going to go somewhere right here on its own shelf on the wall and allow me to do bench grindery things on this side of the curtain so that when it does and will make a mess, that it's not going to affect that. And you see here we have a toolbox that's full of, like I said, both new and used tools, whatever I could save. I mean, we don't have to go through every one of these. You'll see them as we shoot videos, but this is all very, very comprehensively laid out. I've got some really fun tech now, including a FLIR camera that we get to use for projects. See, I've got some junk up here. This is some of the rusted tools that were damaged from the storm that I need to clean up. But anyways, yeah, let's walk outside and I can show you what the outside of the building looks like, though it's nothing fancy. All right, walking outside. Some sawhorses I need to pick up, but here's what you're looking at from the outside. Fun story, we had a tornado come through, which I have some video of. I'll put that here. And that tornado pushed this building about 6 or more inches over. You can see it in this pipe right here, how stretched out it is. Well, that building was all the way up and nice and even with where the bottom of that pipe is. This is the roll-up door that we've got insulation on behind. And you can see right there, it even broke the pipe loose as it pushed it this way. Fun stuff. This outlet that's right here is left over from when we had a FEMA camper here for the hurricane. You can see the 300 SD Mercedes project chilling right here. And you can see here, for the first time maybe on camera ever, our very old senior cat Tater. Say hi, Tater. Tree Fortress, I built this immediately after hurricane for the kids. Lawnmower's not supposed to be outside, but that's what I'm about to shoot a project for. And you can see here, house, cars. Now, this of course won't be the only place that I shoot video. We're still going to go places. In fact, one of the next projects I'm going to shoot is going to David's house to work on his wife's car. But this is where you're going to see us most of the time. In fact, hopefully you'll have some really sweet over the black quartz countertop shots working on projects, maybe doing reviews on tools, just whatever. The point is, nothing crazy, real easy videos to shoot. Follow along with what we're doing, and hopefully build some really cool stuff. I'm super excited to, for one, get the 300 SD running. I've got the part kit somewhere. It's in a tote overhead over there, to rebuild the lift pump and get that out of here more than likely for now, because it really doesn't need to be parked on the side of my house. And then the Ram Charger project. I really need to pour a concrete pad and extend my driveway right there so that I have more space for it. Do some patio work so that I'm in the shade. But yeah, so get the Ram Charger project over here, get the body on the frame, get the frame done upright, get the motor done upright, wire it, drive it. I've been missing a truck so much, and as much as I love my 21 WRX Limited, it is not a truck. Though I've fit some very large wood, that's what he said, with the back seat folded down and the front passenger seat folded down on top of that, kind of Legoed like, with a blanket spread across it trying to protect the leather seats. I've put 8-foot long lumber in there. In fact, I've put 10-foot lumber in there. It goes all the way up to the dashboard. It sits on the dashboard and touches the front windshield. So I've done a lot with the car, but I need a pickup truck. And even if I had the Ram Charger, anyone who's familiar, you're not really going to fit a bunch of big wood in there either, though obviously easier than in the WRX. So I'm going to end up getting a little trailer or something like that. Though, yes, the WRX can tow a trailer. I'm not risking it. Subarus are known for blowing up for many things. Let's not add to the list whatever the heck would decide to break if I pulled a trailer full of wood. So, yep, that's it. There's lots more cleaning and setting up and other things I'm going to do in here. Some of it might be on camera, some of it might not. Y'all let me know if you like to see the shop improvement building aspect of this. If you don't, I'm not going to show it, but thank you for coming along, checking out the shop, and I'm going to work on something to do with Ryobi batteries and stuff that you have around the house that maybe you shouldn't have lead acid batteries sitting around in them anymore, and trying to charge them. We'll see how that goes. Bye. Oh, thank you. God bless. Peace.